Hey, howdy hey, and welcome back to Emily's Adventures in Horrorland. Still Stalker month. Getting my money's worth? So last year I decided to cover a short film called Stalker to see if a stalker plot could fit nice and succinctly into a short film. And this year we're doing the same thing, because why the bloody hell not?
Absolutely! Well, it's your channel, you can do what you want, right?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
No, really, your mouth looks a little strange.
Oh, this? This is just a new thing I'm trying. I hoped you'd like it. What are we reviewing today?
Well, I found another short film on the interwebs. This one is not called Stalker, like the other millions of them, but is instead called The Stalking. A young lady in Seoul has to contend with a stalker who breaks into her home, and okay, that synopsis spoils a lot of the story, so let's not read the rest. Hopefully this year we can find out what kind of stalker our man actually is. That'll be fun. We begin with some different shots of the bustling capital of North Korea. The initial use of the camera seems almost like CCTV. We even get some video distortions as though flipping between different feeds. Some stalker cam here. Nice. Then we have about a minute of our protagonist walking around in her light and airy home in a complete false sense of security. This includes disrobing in front of barely closed sets of blinds. This is all necessary to show how unknowing and naive she is. And showing her in the shower both tells us how vulnerable she is in her own home and frames her as attractive. Yay, male gaze.
What's that? Oh, a naked lady.
No reason nudity!
No. Reason nudity, if anything. Weren't you listening to what I just said?
Oh, I guess I was just excited for nudity.
Yeah, clearly. The woman Jumi gets a call from someone claiming to be an engineer who's going to help with internet connectivity issues, which she actually already informed the company about.
엔지니어 방문 요청하셨죠?
네네.
Huh. How in the wonkiest of worlds did he get that information?
Maybe Jumi was talking on her phone by an open window.
Oh, I guess so. Looks like we got one of those old school tree climbers. They're out there, ladies. Beware. It's possible he really is an engineer for the company, but then he starts saying the following stupid things.
출근 시간이 보통 몇 시세요? 주말에는 뭐 하세요?
Come on, bro, you're gonna give the game away.
Oh, you're home all weekend, right? What, you take a shower and then have breakfast and then usually write on your blog for an hour and then you check your Twitter and, I don't know, talk to your friends Ha-yoon and Min-so and then I'm alright to come over, maybe? Well, I'm just having a guess.
Speaking of breakfast, Jumi goes on to make herself this Instagram-worthy plate of yumminess that is making me very hungry. Though if she wants to make it more like Dexter Morgan's breakfast, she ought to add a blood orange or something. Then Jumi realizes she's out of milk. Only after bringing the milk carton to her desk, which is a little strange, and she should have known from the weight of it that it was empty, but whatever. So she decides to abandon her perfectly good breakfast to go get some milk right now. I'm sorry, that is unforgivable right there.
But you're a prolific tea drinker yourself. Wouldn't you go out if there was none left?
Well, sure, but I'd finish breakfast first. That bacon is gonna go cold. You know, I think I'm Team Stalker if this is who we're dealing with. About this guy. Now, the unnamed man sneaks into the house when Jumi leaves and goes through her belongings. The use of the phrase how bold one gets when one is sure of being loved at the beginning suggests that the stalker character in this film is sure of being loved. And you know what that means? Erotomania! And I got one petal left to celebrate with. So we can tell from this scene that our man finds this woman attractive. He lifts her panties up to the light like some kind of perverse trophy, and goes to town on himself with her picture nearby, so I'd be tempted to call him an intimacy seeker. He could be at this point. However, he did sneak into her house once she left to go get milk, so maybe he does have enough presence of mind to know that he's not welcome there. A bit like Lorna in Orange is the New Black when she sneaks in to have a bath.
Oh, that's good of him. Trying not to bother her, I mean.
Wait a minute, how did he get in exactly? She left the door unlocked. Not just unlocked, actually ajar. I mean, how careless do you have to be? What is the level of crime in Seoul anyway? Oh. Well, I didn't expect that. Ooh, look at this bit here. Notice how the shot lingers on her from the dairy section as she walks away. Even the milk is stalking her! Meanwhile, Mr. Stalker is done choking the bishop and helps himself to a piece of jammy toast. At least someone got to enjoy it. Unfortunately, Jumi is back home and he becomes frantic, looking for a place to hide.
누구 있어요?
Well, at this point, she's beginning to sound like a stereotypical slasher victim. So, good luck to you. Ah, so that's why she left the breakfast untouched. Still unacceptable, but at least it makes sense narratively. Then she gets a call from the real Ola engineer.
저한테 전화하셨었죠, 오늘 아침에.
아니요, 방금 건 전화가 처음 건 전화인데요?
Then who was phone?
Odd. This happened in the Stalker short film from last year, too. Gotcha! No. Then, confusingly, she flings open cupboard doors in search of a weapon, and it comes across like she doesn't even know what's in those cupboards. Probably because the actress doesn't. Either that, or she's being way too picky about what piece of cookware to swing at his face. No, not the wok. I need that for Friday's takalbi. Ew! Did he just lick her face?
Ooh, that's hot.
No.
No?
You're a bit weird sometimes, you know that.
Oh, come on. If this scene were in a mainstream TV show, I can guarantee there would be thousands of recreations of it on DeviantArt the next day.
Well, just because something's true doesn't mean you have to say it. He chokes her for a bit until she gets a hold of Chekhov's knife from earlier and fights back, as indeed the synopsis details. Glad we didn't read it. Man, that's a lot of ketchup. What? He sounds just like a seal. Oh, I'm sorry. That shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry. Thank goodness he's dead.
Or is he?
Oh, there you go. Well, that wasn't bad at all. Not bad at all. Going back to the stalking thing, it's hard to tell how long our stalker character has been sweet on Jumi. She seems to have no instinct for self-preservation, so it's hard to imagine him stalking her actively for more than a week. He's honestly more of a peeping Tom than an honest-to-goodness stalker. Also, he turned predatory almost immediately upon being caught, so the label of lovesick erotomaniac or intimacy seeker doesn't quite fit him right. What I will say is the cinematography is pretty on point. It's well lit, well framed, and succeeds in telling a quick little story about one person encroaching on another's life. Like I said before, even little things like using a handheld so we can see through the eyes of our stalker is a really nice touch that I wish more of these films would do.
We'll link to the video in the description. The writer-director currently has no other uploads, but go ahead and leave a comment. Let him know what a good job he and his team did.
Yeah, please do. Well, that's it for this review. I'm doing one more film for Stalker Month, and hopefully it will be up before the end of February, but you know what I'm like, we'll see what happens. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio.
Then who was phone?